Hello, my name is Natasha and this video is all about nonsense words or monster words, alien words, however you want to refer to them. Now, I'm really on a mission to make sure that these words are not just used in order to prepare for that phonics screener. I don't believe we should be doing anything to just prepare children to pass any test. So I think it's crucial that when we are giving children the opportunity to look at these nonsense words, it's for an actual purpose and a reason that will enhance their development. So first of all, the concept of nonsense words obviously is in the phonics screener, and I think that's how most people refer to them and think that's why we use them. But I want to explain that nonsense words are brilliant when we are encouraging children to use their decoding skills. We all know those children who are really good sight readers, but then become so reliant on sight words and what they recognise by sight that they maybe don't exercise that decoding skill. That's true of children in Key Stage 2. They need to make sure that they are giving them the opportunity to decode words that they don't recognise. And nonsense words is a good way for doing that, but not on its own. I think if we make sure that the nonsense words and the rehearsal of decoding has a bigger purpose, then that time is better spent. So as lots of you know, I am still in school teaching children of all ages. So it's really important to me that any time I'm with those children is well spent. So for example, it might be to develop their articulation and their reasoning skills, their pronunciation, but most importantly, it's about making sure that I give the children an opportunity to talk and explain their thinking to me when we're looking at these alien words. So hopefully today's short session will give you a lot of ideas, whether you are in year 1, 2 or year 4, 5 and 6, in how we can use this opportunity to make sure the children get the very most from their learning experience. As ever, just to remind you, if you would like to have bespoke training written by me for your school based on your areas of development, your areas of focus, please contact me, thephonicqueen@gmail.com, and I will be happy to oblige. I've also got lots of book packages left, quality phonics books, so if you're interested in ordering those, you can order those directly from me too. I hope you find the video useful, and I hope you're all having a great half term so far. So as most of you know, I am still working in schools and still teaching children. So it's really important to me that every opportunity, every interaction we have with the children is giving them the chance to develop as many skills as possible. So when we are looking at those nonsense words, it's not just something we do to rehearse for the phonics screener. It's not just something we do to rehearse decoding skills, but it also is a situation where you can develop their articulation skills, their reasoning skills, and have a little bit of fun in the process. So let's see the sorts of things that I've been doing with the children in my school. Okay, so for example, within your phonics session, it's really important that when we are teaching new phoneme and grapheme correspondences, that we also apply that to reading. So for example, in a year 2 class, you may give them a sentence like this and then incorporate some nonsense words and then have a discussion about it. So for example, here we are looking at the digraph, the PH making a F sound, and also the digraph OO, the WH making a OO sound. So here is the sentence with those GPCs in. Effie got to drink a can of Fimp. It was free, was he, and the secret ingredient was toffee. So first of all, you can invite the children to explain what they think the word Fimp is within this sentence. And they might tell you that it's the proper noun for the drink, it's the name of the drink, and the clue that is in there is that it's got a capital letter. Then you might ask the children to describe what they think is what the drink is like. So it was free, wassie, and the secret ingredient was toffee. So the word wassie may be described by the children as potentially being a fizzy drink rather than a flat drink, because it sounds a little bit like the word fizzy. So you can have lots of discussion around those words there, but the most important thing is that the children explain why they think it and how they know. Okay, so you may provide children with a nonsense word and then a selection of images. So let's imagine here that the children in their science are learning about how animals have young. So you may link this to that scientific concept. Again, you can see it's articulation skills, it's reasoning skills, and it also links to what they're doing in science also. So we've got a nonsense word here. We've got the word mudlet. So which picture is this word referring to? And the children are able to choose an animal and tell you why they think it. So for example, they may choose the pigs and they may say, I think the word mudlet relates to the pigs because they like rolling around in the mud. And when you have a young piglet, it ends in let. So mudlet reminds me of the word pig. However, other children may link it to another one and have different reasoning for that. As there's no right and wrong answer because these words are nonsense. It's all about developing their articulation, explaining why and how they know and why they've reached that conclusion. So here's another example, suckle moo. So which one would this relate to? So the children might be familiar with the word suckle and how babies suckle on their mum's breast to be fed. So it might be that they link that to the piglets because piglets suckle. However, they may think about the second half of that word being moo and the sound that cows make. So suckle moo may refer to the cows, and they're talking about the sections of those words, the meaning that they can take from those words, and also able to articulate. Now, taking meaning from small parts of words, we know is something that we're going to be doing in Key Stage 2 when we're looking at the morphology of words. So this is a really good way to get children to think about it and articulate their reasoning. Then you might look at it in a different way. So this is another nonsense word, but it's obviously one with more than one syllable. So these are polysyllabic nonsense words. And then we model for the children how to break this up. So we've got boing, boing, hop, hop, boing, hop, boing hopper. Or what animal could this refer to? Now the children might think automatically of a rabbit because that jumps really high, or maybe a kangaroo. There are so many different options that the children can come up with, but you can see there that they are practicing blending those polysyllabic words, and they are also reasoning and articulating and thinking about the different animals they know, making links to the meanings within those words. Another example would be giving them a word and then 2 images, and to get the children to read the word, obviously, because you want them to decode that nonsense word. So they might have the word smush. Now this word could link to the picture of the 2 circles, or it could link to the picture of the food, depending on what the children are going to take from it. It's not which one is the right answer that's important, it's their ability to articulate and reason why. So for example, some children might choose the word smush because they can see that you're mixing all the food together and you're smushing it and mashing it together. Or maybe they've had a grandma who smushed their cheeks because they're so cute. And because there's a little circle there, that might be the baby circle. And then that one links to the smush. So the children will come up with lots of different ways and reasons as to what that word may mean if it was a real word and which picture it would link to. It's not the right answer that's important, it's their reasoning and articulation. Okay, so then as we go into Key Stage 2, we will have longer words, and this one is decadoodle-lopper. I think I really like that word. I think I'm going to use it even though it's not real. So decadoodle-lopper, they're looking here at the morphology of the word. They're thinking about the different elements within their word, within that big word, the nonsense word, that does have meaning. So which one could it link to and why? So deca, we know, means 10. So potentially some children might link that to a 10-eyed monster, or maybe they're linking it to a vehicle that has 10 wheels, or maybe they're looking at 2 sections of this word, deca meaning 10 and lop meaning to cut branches off a tree. So maybe they'll link that to a 10-branched tree. You can see there they're using their decoding skills that are still really important, even in Key Stage 2, because we all come across words that we can't read, that we haven't seen before. So we automatically default to that decoding skill. So it's really important that when we're in Key Stage 2, we still rehearse those decoding skills. But this is a fun way, and looking at the morphology of words, looking at the meaning within the words. So there is no right or wrong answer, but they're thinking about those meanings that they do understand. So let's have a look at this one. Bionutology. Right, so what could that mean? Well, we know that bio means life. We know ology means the study of things. So maybe that this one links to the study of these newts, because I can see the word in there. So maybe we're looking at the new life of newts and we're studying that. Or maybe we're thinking about new, meaning something's new, we've got a new purpose. So maybe it's about repurposing things that no longer have a life. So these shoes don't want to be worn by their owner anymore. So we're repurposing, giving those shoes a new life. And it doesn't matter which one the children choose, as long as they can reason why.